Hello, everybody, and thank you so much for joining us today. My name is Jonah from Spotlight, and before we get started, hop in the comments. Let me know you're here. Let me know what you're excited to learn today. And at any point as well, feel free to ask any questions or just let me know a little bit more about yourself, the challenges you're facing, why you're here today. I love to learn about you so that I can make sure this event gives you everything you need, that you're excited about what you're learning, and that we're actually solving the problems that you're facing in these events. And also, if at any point you have to jump up, get away from the computer, or you weren't able to make the live event today, there will be a replay available. It'll be here on the Spotlight YouTube channel, the Spotlight by Teachable YouTube, as well as on the Spotlight app.io website, and it'll be emailed to you along with some additional resources if you signed up and RSVP'd for the event. So another good reason to do that, we try and follow up with every event with additional resources, next steps, summaries, reminders from the event, so you don't lose any of this valuable information. I'll also say that today we are going to be covering a lot of information. So feel free to screenshot anything, bookmark this event so you can come back to it later in the future. We are covering a ton today, and I'm going to do my best to fit everything in, but also going to be pointing to additional resources that are in the description, other videos we've done where we've gone deeper into all of these aspects. Because today, we are talking about a big problem that we hear from a lot of creators, which is you went through all the work, you validated your course, you built the curriculum, you filmed it, you made an online course, you launched it, and you are not getting any sales. So, if that's the position you're in, that's totally okay. That's why we're here today. We've heard this a lot in the comments. And so we built this event specifically for you so you can go back, audit your systems, figure out what went wrong or what could be improved, and then go out and try again. It's totally okay if you launched a course and it didn't work. There's totally ways to proceed. And then also, if you haven't launched a course yet, this is a great place to be today, because all of these things we're going to go over, although they're set in a tone of what to do if you already have launched a course, are really, really valuable to put in place before you launch a course. So getting quite a few people tuning in here. Amy is saying handful of sales since launch. I would like to make thousands more. Of course, awesome. Marcel, I just launched my first course and I'm hoping to drive some more sales. Great. Just started recording my courses from John. That's awesome. I've been teaching on Teachable for a couple years. Marketing is still a big challenge. Yep, that is super common marketing course. Yep. And diversity coach specializing in helping instructors with equitable practice. That's awesome. It's not exactly what we're taught in our yep. And then I teach courses on dreams and right. Awesome. So we got a great crew here today. And once again, ask any questions throughout. If there's any tricks or tips you have that you found do work, or any specific problems you've had relative to anything I'm talking about, hop in the comments. Let me know and let's get going. And yeah, if you're watching the replay as well, hop in the comments. We do come back. We read all of that. So let's dive in, right? Like I said, you've gone through all this trouble. This is you. You work so hard and finally you launch an online course, but nobody buys it, or you're just not getting as many sales as you hoped. Well, it's okay. Like I said, you're not alone, and there's a way to fix this problem. First off, we're going to cover today the four main pain points that we at Spotlight see creators have when launching an online course. So these are areas where possibly things went wrong or there's room for improvement. And you can use all of the information today. Right at first, to audit your existing systems, look at how you did things, or try and completely revamp and try again. I guarantee you, regardless of how you went about launching your course, each of these can be improved. Each of these are constantly being improved, even by creators who are having sales. And it is a fantastic methodology just to always analyze and improve these systems, whether or not they're working. Getting a great question here from Laurel. Hey, do you or does Teachable review courses to provide improvement assessments? So, Teachable does not necessarily directly do this, but as well as working for Teachable and Spotlight, I am also a creator myself. I am building courses. I have my own platform, and I offer free half-hour consultations. I am happy to take a look at your course and see if in that half hour I can offer any advice, or if you need more help, figure out how we can help you both, either from myself or from Teachable. You could go to jonahcohensound.com and book one of those free consultations. I'm more than happy to do that. We always learn so much. And if I can't help you, I can direct you to someone at Teachable who can. So if anyone today needs that help, go ahead, go to my website, jonahcohensound.com, and sign up for a free consultation. I'll make sure we get you to the right place. And then, yeah, let's keep going. So, the four main pain points we see creators suffer with is this: either it's your sales page. In many cases, people put so much time into their course and they build sales pages that are feature driven, which really in most cases just doesn't work. So making sure that your sales page is emotionally driven, targeting a transformation and expressing the benefits of taking the course. There's templates for this. They work. I'm going to give them to you. And it's really important to address your sales page, because that is the final point of interaction. And I've seen many creators who have fantastic marketing, who have big audiences, who have all these tools in place that are working right. But then when someone gets to the sales page and then they're on that final edge of not being sure if they want to make the investment, they drop off. So that's a big point. And one of the first things to analyze, if you feel like everything else you're doing is right, but you're still not getting sales, it could just be that your sales page isn't optimized for selling. The next big point is your audience. In many cases, creators either struggle to grow an audience, they don't have enough of an audience, so they need to build a larger audience. Excuse me. Or in some cases, you have a large audience, but you just aren't speaking to them right, or you're not speaking to the right people. Maybe you built an audience that isn't necessarily interested in your exact offer, or you're just not communicating. Again, similar to your sales page, you're not communicating the value, the transformation, the benefits properly, so they're not motivated to buy. The next point of contention is often the launch strategy, how you went about launching your course. And although there is a certain special value to when you launch, when you originally launch and make a course available, even if you've already done this, there's plenty of ways to revamp, launch again, reinvigorate that audience, and try in a new style. Ideally, you build a launch strategy and a system that you can trial, improve, try again, develop, and continue to make better. That's the ideal, so that you're not stuck having launched and not being able to do it again. And the last pain point, and a big one, but a possible situation, is that you just didn't quite validate your curriculum enough. And you didn't really get the feedback and the input and the ability to test that curriculum, so that when people go and look at what the course offers, they're just not clearly motivated to believe that what you're saying the transformation will be is actually covered in the curriculum. So, we're going to cover all of these in detail, and we only have so much time today. So, we're going to be scratching the surface with some of these, but I've made sure throughout the presentation to point out other spotlight events where we go much more in detail. So, don't fret. I'll try and give you everything you need to tackle all of these. So hop in the comments. Let me know one, two, three, or four, or call out the name of it. What do you think is the problem you're having the most? I love hearing from people throughout this event. what you think your problem is. So right off the bat, hop in the comments, let me know. Do you think it's your sales page, your audience, your launch strategy, your curriculum, or all of the above, right? And then throughout this event, as we tackle each one, hop in the comments and let me know if, oh shoot, I did that or I didn't do that. It's really valuable to have those realizations out in the open as you have them. So let's start with your sales page. Really, this is the biggest thing I can say, and it is a common mistake when people are writing their own sales page because they've put in all this work into creating features and all of these things. They want their course to appear valuable, but then they represent the course in those features rather than benefits. And the reality is nobody cares about features. I'll caveat that with some specific, very small niche industries where people are looking for certificates or very specific information covered that they need for other purposes, then maybe features should be included. But still, you really need to build a sales page that's emotionally driven and targeted at the transformation. You need to show people that you clearly understand who they are before they've taken your course, right? What the problem is that they're facing, what that impact is on their life and their emotional attachment to that problem, and clearly show them that you are the right person to solve that problem for them and that this course will do exactly that, and who they will become when they don't face that problem anymore. That has to be front and center and clear and apparent to the person so that you are building trust with them and making sure they understand that this is the way they're going to solve that problem. So, once again, the first thing is to target the emotional root with any feature you have in your course. How many videos are there? What they're going to learn, if there's a community or not, what additional resources there are. You need to get to the emotional root of why those are valuable. So, just to walk through what that process is, so you have a little bit of a guide. Here's how we turn a feature into an emotional root or into a benefit, right? What someone is going to get out of it. So I'm using an example from the course I am building, which is about music production, teaching musicians who want to learn how to record themselves, how to be competent music producers, so they can get everything to the point where they can hand it off to a mixing engineer who will do those final stages, right? But the feature here that I was trying to get to the emotional root was, okay, this course has 20 hours of hands-on instructional videos, walking you step by step through producing your own song. That's a feature, right? It's just saying there's 20 hours of video that are going to teach you this stuff. It's not really necessary. So the next step is to ask, why is this even here, right? That's the first thing we do with anything on our sales page. There needs to be a reason for every single word that's on this page. Every word, every image, every space should serve a purpose. So I asked myself, why is it here? Well, I want the person to know that the course provides clear, actionable, and relevant instructions for anyone learning how to produce their own music. That's what I want to communicate to the person. Okay, but what's in it for them? Why do they care? Why would they give owls feathers? Why this is here? What is it serving them? Well, it allows for focused learning without having to scour YouTube for bits and pieces of potentially relevant information, right? The real thing I'm saying is I spent years of my life learning how to produce music, and I did it by watching YouTube, by doing all this stuff, by digging, by working with professionals, all of these things that take time and energy. And I want you to know I put it into an easy form. It's all here. You don't have to go anywhere else. Trust me, you can learn it all here. Well, the real emotional root for the customer and really getting to the point of it is that I want to allow you to stop wasting time searching for tools you need and start focusing on bringing your musical genius to life, right? That's the real emotional root of this, you are out there wasting time scouring YouTube, digging in Reddit threads, looking for this information, not quite knowing what it is you need to learn to get to the next point and to become a confident producer. Well, this course is going to save you all of that time so that you can do what you want to do, which is make music. That's your end goal, right? Your life goal isn't to learn producing music, isn't to spend your whole life learning how to produce music. It's to actually produce the music. So the emotional root of this feature, rather than saying there's 20 hours of video, the emotional root is saying that everything you need is here. Everything you need is here, and I've distilled it down so that in a month, in 2 months, you can learn to do this and get back to the important part, which is making music. That's your dream, that's your goal. By the end of this, you will be confident in producing music so you can just do it. Focus on making music, right? That's how we turn a feature into an emotionally rooted benefit. So right off the bat, go to your sales page and audit every single piece of text and make sure it clearly communicates that you understand why someone is there, why they would want to spend money on this course. What is it that they're going to get out of it? Who will they become when they do that? And the second tool that we use to communicate the transformation, right? Because that's really the problem. We know the value we have. We just need to communicate it to this person. Likely you've been through this transformation, right? If you're teaching this to other people, you used to not know it. Now you do. And you've become a better, different person. And you're looking for people who want that same transformation. Well, it's important to communicate that clearly and succinctly to them. And we do this with a transformational mantra. If you've been to any spotlight events in the past, you've seen this. I will keep putting these slides up and I will keep hammering it home. I also encourage everyone here today, while I'm going over this, to input your transformational mantra into the comments. I love seeing this. Make it short, make it succinct. Here's a template for you, right? I am helping insert your target audience who struggle with the problem you're trying to solve become the person, the transformation you're promising they will become after your course in how much time, right? This is your transformational mantra. To put it into context for my own business, but you can do this with yours. Jump in the comments. Do this. I dare you to hop in the comments and do this for your own business. So for me, I am helping confident musicians, people who know how to play music, who don't know how to produce music, become confident and competent producers in 2 months. This is my transformational mantra. So anytime that I'm looking at my sales page, my marketing emails, my social posts to promote my course, anytime I'm trying to communicate the purpose of this course to anyone, it has to match this. Print this out, put it on the wall, glue it to the back of your sunglasses, make it your desktop background, whatever you need to guarantee that this is readily available for you to check yourself. In any moment where you're wondering, am I on the right track? Am I doing the right thing? Does this communicate my purpose? Does it communicate this? That's why I call it a mantra, because whether it's for your whole business, for individual products, you can customize this to whatever little thing you're doing and use it as your spirit guide mantra in your process of creating. So I'm 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 not joking. Make this available for yourself because it is so easy to get lost in the weeds. I need a new domain name. I need to rebrand my business. I need to reevaluate all of my social media. I need to delete old posts. All of these distractions that creative entrepreneurs and creators have floating around them all the time can be clarified and segmented and put into clear strategy if you have your purpose locked down. I love this. Okay, getting people in. Sevilla Sorry if I'm saying that wrong. Let me know if I am. I'm sorry. I have a friend named Tizida, so I defaulted there. So is dropping their transformational mantra. I help writers who are frustrated or blocked use dreams and subconscious to supercharge their creativity on a page in 6 short weeks. Woo! That is good. That is so clear. I have no comments on that. That is amazing. Way to go. Usually I'm able to pick apart something with someone's transformational mantra, but whether you're watching live or the replay, Zavia is done a perfect job here. This is so poignant. It clearly it hits everything. I love this. Thank you for doing that. So let's hop back in. Again, this is your spirit guide for everything you do. This is how you check that everything you do is serving the purpose and serving your customer. So, next, I just want to give you a sales page formula. This just works. It just works. So, please use it. Audit your existing sales page to mimic this. Screenshot this again, make it your desktop background if you need to while you're building your sales page. Please just use this. This comes from hundreds of creators who, and some who have spent big dollars researching the psychology of sales, all of these elements, and it just works. So, right off the bat, your sales page should follow this formula. Right, you need attention. First and foremost, the psychology is you have to capture people's attention. And you have one short sentence or paragraph to do so. But the good news is this is essentially just your transformational mantra. You're saying, I work with, insert your target audience, whose problem is their problem they're facing. Together, we work together. We use this course. It's whether it's cohort. This is where you can call out a little bit the style of the course or how you're going to work with them. So now that they can become the transformation, right? Now you've caught their attention. Psychology says you have 6 seconds to capture their interest. And I love this. That psychology in the 90s, it was 10 seconds. In the early 2000s, it was 8 seconds. We're down to 6 seconds with modern culture. So you have 6 seconds. Well, the good news is there's psychological tools you can use to capture attention. And essentially, you're using yes or no questions. It is common psychology, common sales psychology. It's understood that you need 7 points of connection or agreement before someone trusts you. So, in 7 to 10 yes or no questions, you are going to show the person you understand what they're going through with yes or no questions because it is literally impossible for someone not to answer a question, a yes or no question that they read. You'll do it in your head. You'll just do it. So you can build those 7 points of trust in 7 cleverly worded yes or no questions. So are you to again bring it back to my own industry, are you a good musician who wants to learn how to record yourself? Have you struggled finding the resources to do so? Are you scouring YouTube with very little return, right? Play with these questions, write 20, trim them down to those 7 to 10 points. These are bullet points that are yes or no questions, showing you understand what the problem are, right? The pain points. The next section is bullets again, and it is transformation. So now you need to clearly show the person you understand who they want to become. So we rework all of these questions as imagine if you didn't have that pain point, right? So imagine what your life could be like if you could record your own songs confidently. Imagine what it would be like if you could record other musicians. Imagine what it would be like if you could produce your own songs all the way to the point of handing it off to a mixing engineer. Imagine what it would be like if you not only were a great musician but a great music producer as well, right? Now we're showing the person that we understand not only what the problems they struggle with are, but who they want to become. After that comes your trust paragraph. This is where most people go overboard with their sales page. You probably already have all of this because it's an instinct when you're building this and you don't have a template to go a little wild with this. This is where you can put your bio, any relative information. Testimonials are incredibly valuable here. If you've run a beta program or you have testimonials of anyone who's worked with you around a similar transformation, this is where they go. But top of this paragraph is, if you're anything like me, you used to struggle with this problem. You used to be a musician who really wanted to learn how to record yourself. That's why I created the Become Your Own Producer course, right? And JC Sound Academy. That's why I did this, because I wanted to help people like you so that together we could build a community of confident music producers who not only can play their instruments, but can produce songs that are in their dreams, the music they really want to produce, right? This trust paragraph is where you can get into all of those elements that show it's actually real. You are the right person to teach this and you know how. And then the last thing is an investment CTA. So this isn't just a button that says buy, right? You can plop those buttons all throughout your sales page. But this is really the plea to them to say, stop procrastinating with this, right? Stop delaying all of this growth. Stop stopping yourself from being the person you want to become, and get started becoming a confident musician and producer with the Become Your Own Producer course, right? This just works. Use it. And if you already have a sales page, audit it and look if it's doing this and if it's in this format. It's not just these sections, but it is in this order that is powerful. It's been tried and tested by creators like Kendrick Shope and Pat Flynn. These just work. Okay. Please trust us and use this formula. Go do it. Come back to this video, hop in the comments 2 months later after you've relaunched and everything, and let me know how it works. I guarantee that you'll be getting more sales. And if you need any more help with this, in the description, I have dropped links to all of the other events I'm going to mention here. But we did an event specifically about this called How to Create a Sales Page That Actually Sells. It's linked in the description. You can save it to watch later or after this event. If you have extra time and want to dive in, go do so. But we go into a lot more detail there. So I know we just scratched the surface and we have to keep going here because I have so much more. God, we've just gotten through the sales page. Okay, the next pain point is your audience, right? If you don't have a large audience, if you're not talking to them correctly. So one thing right off the bat is everything should lead to capturing emails. Everything you do. You may be focused on growing on social media, all these other things. That's great. But if you don't have clear channels directing back to capturing people's emails, you simply aren't gonna sell nearly as well as you could. There are creators out there with millions of followers who don't focus on their emails and are missing out on millions of dollars. And there's also creators who have a couple hundred followers, but they really understand their email marketing and are making six figures a year with only a few hundred followers. That is not rhetorical here. I know these people, I work with these people. So really, email is king. So the first thing you need to do to audit your strategy is make sure that you create a clear path for your customers to follow with every piece of content you make, whether it's a post on Instagram, a TikTok video, a blog post. Anything you do needs to have a clear call to action and a way that that person will end up on your email list. Even if you don't activate them right away, you need to capture their email because that is how you can effectively sell to them down the road. So if you make a social media post like a TikTok or something, whether it's in the video itself, in the comments, or in the description, you need to say my new course is live now, right? If it's on sale, every post you have should promote it. Well, there's the 80-20 rule about 80% of your time growing, 20% actually marketing, but let's assume that you're in that marketing phase, right? But whatever it is, whether it's my new course is live or I'm offering this new lead magnet, you need to make it as easy as possible so that when they click your buy link or they go to your actual page, your profile, and they click the link there, whether it's on a link tree or a direct link, it goes to the course and says, here is the pre-sale. You need to make it easy for people. If it's not within a few clicks, you're not even going to get people to that sales page you work so hard to build. And also, make sure you have the systems in place with your email service provider that every new subscriber is welcome to your email list. So it says, thank you for joining, right? Make sure it's clear where they can access the course if they buy the course, and share a little video that lets them in a little more. Welcome them to the course, welcome them to your platform, right? And little pro tip here, if you don't have a live course yet, but you've built a sales page and all of that, you absolutely should build a sales page, even if your course isn't for sale yet, because rather than having the purchase option, you can just have the option to sign up for your email list. And you can do this with Teachable. You can use the lead capture form as a sort of buy later button, right? So you're saying, hey, this course is coming soon. This is how I have my course sales page right now. It's coming soon. And you can say, sign up for my email list to get pre-sale discounts, exclusive content, community access, bundled products, whatever extra goodies you want to give people who are interested but not able to buy yet. It is fantastic practice to do so. And for those people, similarly, make sure that it's automated, that an email reaches them when they sign up for your list saying, welcome and thank you for being here. Here's an additional resource. Since the course isn't live yet, I made you a PDF, or here's a YouTube video you might like since you're interested in this, and a little video sneak peek of the course just to keep their interest. Make sure that later down the line, when you market to them, they're excited and they know what's coming, right? These are basic things you need to have in place. If you don't have them in place, you have to put them in place so that everything you're doing is capturing emails. We'll talk in a second about launching your course, right? But we'll get to that in a second. But first, you need to make sure that you are growing your email list. You can go viral, you can do all these things, but if you don't have a robust email list, you're not going to be maximizing your sales potential. And here are a few free growth strategies. So these are also things that you need to have out in the wild to grow your email list, right? Once you have these clear paths for people to follow, once you understand that everything you do needs to have a clear next step for your customers, you don't just want people seeing a TikTok post and going, oh, that person was cool, and scrolling on. You need to clearly say what you want them to do next, because people won't do anything you don't tell them to do, right? Now, you need these things in place. Lead magnets. So these can be PDFs, they can be mini courses, they can be newsletters, they can be there's a whole ton of different types of lead magnets you can build that are you offer for free. You're giving value, you're solving problems for people, but they need to input their email to get that value. That's the basis of lead magnets. Oh, excuse me. We've done woo, excuse me, I'm talking a lot. I need a sip of coffee here. So, lead magnets are one of the quintessential ways to grow your email list. You're developing free value, solving problems for people in exchange for emails. Another tactic you can use is trading newsletters. So, reaching out to other creators, businesses, brands, and saying, hey, I'll feature you on my newsletter if you feature me on yours. This is such a quintessential free, easy way to build a community and grow your list. And we hardly see any creators doing this. And it's so easy, so valuable. It's such an easy ask for someone. You can even give them the text to copy and paste into their newsletter. And don't underestimate the value of your email list, even if it's small. Even if you only have a few hundred people on your email list, for anyone, if it's a simple copy and paste and sending out of a newsletter, and they can get into 200-300 new people's inboxes, that's valuable. And you can weigh the balance the value too. Say, I'll feature you 4 times if you feature me once. You would be astounded how many creators with under 1,000 people on their email list have gotten onto newsletters with tens of thousands, hundreds of thousands with this kind of technique. It's something you should regularly be doing. consistently to grow your email list. Another form of this is trading content. So if you really feel like your email list isn't enough to offer, you can make content in exchange for callouts. So you if a brand has a product you use and like, make a little ad for it. You've seen TikTok ads. It doesn't have to be all fancy and stuff. It's just you honestly saying how valuable the product is, and use this knowledge you have of transformation. Tell people how this product is going to transform their life. Send it to the brand and say, hey, I'm going to put this out soon. Will you share it and call me out? Will you put a link to sign up for my email list on your newsletter if I send this out? This is such a valuable system. You can start for free. Down the line, you can start getting paid for doing this kind of thing. So really, it's basic. You need this in place. And it all of these are free, right? The last thing is referrals. So for people who are on your email list, give them a reason to recommend other people join your email list. You can do this by giving access to free content or to content, exclusive content, saying, hey, if you make a referral, you get access to this course or this content that isn't available in any other way than through referrals. That's one way. Or you can set up systems for financial incentives. So we've seen some creators do this recently, and it's awesome. For every referral, the creator donates a few bucks to a specific charity or a charity of that person's choice. These kind of systems are essential to guarantee that the people who are already on your list are motivated to bring new people to your list. So, once again, I know we just scratched the surface with this, but actually, yesterday's event, we went into depth with all of these things. Building an email list from scratch without spending money. That was yesterday. The link is also in the description as well. So, please, please, please. And I love this. God, Sevilla, you are just on your game today. Sophia's reaching out to everyone here today, saying, okay, friends, contact me if you want to do a newsletter swap. So Tavia's ready there. I never thought about this, but like, yeah, these events can be where you meet those people and start doing those things. So if you want to do a newsletter swap, reach out to Sevilla. Sevilla, that's how you're get started today. There's an open offer. Don't sleep on it. God, Sevilla, you are making my day. You are just so on it. But once again, go check out that video. We went much more in depth in that event into all of these different aspects. So I only have time to scratch the surface, but essentially, you should be using all of these consistently to grow your email list. And it really doesn't take that much time out of your day. So, the next thing is your launch strategy. And I know quite a few people right up front were saying this is the thing they struggle with. So, thanks for sticking around. We're going to get into it. And yeah, basically, I know that some of you are saying, right, okay, but I've already launched, how to launch, but just some tips for how to launch and audit your launch strategy. Every launch should get people hyped. You need to churn the waters and tell people something is coming before you even make the product available, ideally, right? You need to create exclusivity. So, using an exclusive open and close system, whether that's for sales or just the course itself, if you only have it open for a certain period of time, it just works better for everyone, right? So, we don't want necessarily to create false scarcity. You don't want to tell people the course is only available for a certain time and then they find out that it's always available. That's not right. But either you can open your course and close it for specific periods of time, which does create a more focused environment for students. If you have a community that there's only a few hundred people coming in at a time, it also allows you to focus your energy more so that when it is launch time, you're all engines go, but then you can break, evaluate, revamp, redo it. So I'm a big fan of the open closed system. But if you want your course to be available all the time, you can do this with sales or by adding existing content. You also need to be incredibly intentional. And I know this sounds obvious, but I see so many creators launch and kind of flounder with it. And it's a common problem in so many industries where people put so much energy into the product. And then when it comes to launching it, they're just kind of like, it's out, people will buy it. They won't. You have to be very intentional about every aspect, and not only to get sales, but also so you can evaluate your process, evaluate the problems, fix them, and make it better next time, right? And that comes to the learn and repeat. If you don't have the clear systems in place and ability to learn what you did wrong, you're not going to be able to make it better down the road. So, like some of you might be saying, but I already launched my course, right? That's what all of this is about. So, yes, if you already launched your course and you're not getting sales, there's a couple ways to relaunch essentially, or to reinvigorate this exclusivity, this scarcity, and get people hyped again. You can do this either with a sale, putting your course on sale and saying this is, a limited opportunity to get this course for a lot cheaper than it will ever be if you don't buy it now, right? The basic idea is we're saying my course is on sale for a limited time. And the other strategy is with new content. So you're essentially saying, okay, this course is available with new additional value, exclusive content available now if you buy. And only if you buy at this time are you going to get this content. You can do this by duplicating your course in Teachable, having two versions of it, and have one with the exclusive content that's only open in specific periods of time, and one that's available all the time but it costs a lot more, right? Or it's not it doesn't have as much value. Or an ideal method is to do it a little bit of both. So you're saying exclusive content now included for anyone who buys during this sale, right? That's the basic messaging. Well, once it comes time to actually market your course, you're going to want to target down into a launch week. And Pat Flynn has developed this email strategy down to a T. So you may do social posts, you may do all of these other things to promote your course, but at the end of the day, email is so important because this is how you speak directly to your customers, and you're going to do it in this format. So this is a 5-day launch strategy with 7 emails. If you've been to past Spotlight events, I'm sure you've seen this, but I think it's so genius, it's worth hitting home. So I'll go briefly through this, but I do got to keep rolling here. So basically, all the hype you've built saying the course is going to go live, all of these things are going to go live. There's a lot of strategies leading up to this point, but when it is time to sell your course, when it is open or when the sale is active, have 1 week where this is where you're really hitting hard. You're not spamming your email list all the time so that you can when it's time to, right? So, email one, day one is going to say, what is it exactly? You're announcing the course. You're saying it is now available for purchase. It's on sale for this week. You're saying who it's for, right? Your transformational mantra comes in here, right? What's in it for them? Those benefits you built, all of those features you turned into emotionally rooted benefits go here, and a call to action, right? This first email needs to say, this is the week. By Friday, this course will be closed. And so now is your time to get this exclusive sale, this exclusive content, any of those things, right? Day two, you need to make sure the people know this is real. Now, this is especially important if you already launched a course and the launch didn't go well, right? So, this is where you can hone in on the proof like, hey, I know I launched this course in the past, but I want you to really understand why this is valuable. So, this is where you can put testimonials. This is where you're light on stats and heavy on the emotion, right? So, really saying this is real. This is your opportunity to become that person you want to become. Focus on the transformation and show how others have been through that same transformation. Day three, you call them out on their objections. So, right, this is where those pain points come into play. You see how this is all reusable? Everything you've done for your sales page comes back here to your emails, right? It's all reusable. You're not starting from scratch at any point here. And there's a reason I put this event in the order it is. So now we're talking those 7 to 10 pain point questions, right? Call them out on their fears. Oh, you don't believe you can learn this in a or in an online course? Check out these people. I've talked to. I know you're thinking you can't do that. I know you're thinking it's too much money. I know you're thinking it's taking too much time, right? Tackle those worries head on and show them you understand why they're skeptical, or what the problems are that they have. Day 4, it's time to reiterate. You need to act now because tomorrow is the last day you can get that. So amplify the problem, right? Show that you really understand, like, you are struggling with this issue and it has an impact on your life. Don't take it lightly, and reiterate that tomorrow is the last day that they have to solve this problem in the near future, right? This course might go on sale down the road, but the sooner you can solve this problem, the sooner you'll become that person you want to be. And then day 5 is a big one. It's 3 emails strategically placed. The first one is an FAQ. So in the morning, you send out, right, frequently asked questions, anything that people might not get, like, what is Teachable? How does a course work? How do you get access? What comes with the course? Or is there a community, additional resources? You should already have this for your sales page or other elements of your course, your checkout page. So this is where you just reiterate those things, right? Make clear that they have those and they understand. Day 5, and this is where Pat Flynn flips his little genius. Day 5 is a email with the subject line, "I recorded this video just for you." And the video is a casual video. You can take it on your iPhone. You can be walking in the park. You can be in your house. This doesn't need to be a big deal. And you're using the you language, right? So it should be a video directly pointed, like, hey, I just wanted to take a few minutes of your time so you understand what I'm trying to do here. And this is where you can reuse the trust section of your sales page, right? So I used to be just like you. When I was in my early 20s, I had spent over a decade playing guitar, but I was just like not able to make music. I wasn't able to record anything. I relied on other musicians, music producers, recording engineers. I didn't have the money to do all of that. So I set out to learn how to produce my own music. Well, it took me over a decade to learn that skill alone. And that distracted me so much from making my own music that it was always a compromise between whether I make music or whether I'm producing music, right? And that just wasn't fair. So I built this course for you so that I could distill all this knowledge down into a place where in 2 months you can learn all the things that took me years to learn. It's all in there. And I put it in a format that's easy to learn, where it's there for you forever to come back to. And I guarantee it'll get you on track so you can be a confident and competent music producer in only 2 months. So stop procrastinating, stop putting it off, stop saying I'll do it later, and hop aboard. This sale ends today. And so, if you want to be a confident and competent music producer who can not only use that skill for yourself, but sell it later, now's your chance to buy. And I can't wait to work with you. I'll see you inside the course. Talk to you later. That kind of thing, right? That's what we're doing. We're talking directly to the person in you language, showing that we understand the problem, that we went through this transformation and we've distilled it for them in a way where they can learn in 2 months and the investment is going to be worth their time. And then the last email is day 5. 6 hours left to buy this course at this price with this content or at all, right? For the foreseeable future. Hop on it. Stop procrastinating. Do it now, right? This is the big CTA. Again, you can use the CTA from your sales page in here. That's what you're communicating, right? Stop procrastinating. Take the leap. Do it now. I guarantee you won't regret it. But you only have 6 hours left. So I'm going to leave this up for just a second. Screenshot this, come back to it, bookmark this event. This is your launch strategy. Don't veer from it before trying it. Test this exact strategy with your audience. Tell us if it works. Try it. And from there, you can refine and adjust it to your audience. But if you are not doing this, you are missing the opportunity to have a templated effective strategy that works. If you have any questions on it works, I can guarantee you it does. Pat Flynn is making money hand over fist, and he uses this for all of his products. This works for courses, for coaching, for physical products, for music, for everything. It just simply works. So please use it. All right. Okay. And once again, if you need further details, you want to understand a little more about leading up to your launch week or how you do this, we built an event a few weeks ago that was exactly about this and goes into much more detail. It's called Getting Prepped to Launch Your Online Course, and it is in the description as well. So, the last thing, and I only have 10 minutes here, so I'm going to plow through, but drop any questions. I'll try and answer them before we're over. Is your curriculum. So, in some cases, whether it's the actual curriculum or how it's presented, the value of your course and the curriculum itself can be an issue or could at least be made better or communicated better. And there's two ways to tackle this problem. One, run a beta program of your course. Even if your course is already for sale, have you run a beta program? Did you get a small group of students to go through it and tell you if it's worth anything, if they like it, if the way it's presented doesn't make sense, if it's logical? Running a program has so many advantages, and honestly, it's mandatory to building a full-fledged course. It allows you to test your curriculum, right? You get students in there telling you if it's good, telling you if the order of lectures makes sense, telling you if there's anything they didn't understand. Highly valuable. And you get your A team. So this group of students, these 5 to 10 students that you're going to work really close with, they're going to be loyal, right? Because you're putting in extra time to nourish them, to build the product to suit their exact needs. And these are people who will champion your course down the line. You're going to be launch ready by the end of a beta program. This is one of my favorite parts because you are going to have testimonials from those 5 to 10 people. So you're not waiting for students to go through the course to find out what they think, right? This is part of the mandatory trade here. So whether you're offering them the beta program at a highly reduced cost, whether you structure it as a cohort based where the final course might be available evergreen, or whether you're saying it's free but I require this from you. You are saying you get access to this course at a discount in this format, more hands on, right? Or for free in exchange for your feedback, your time, your energy, and your testimonials, right? And then the last element is you can pre sell smarter. So, that core group, those 5 to 10 students, you can make them affiliates. You can involve them in your launch week. You can use them to help grow your list. These are loyal people who will help you sell your course. So it's so absolutely mandatory and vital to do a beta program. If you haven't yet, please do it for any course. Without it, you just don't know if your curriculum is worth it, if it is the investment you're offering. And this will also help you price your course accordingly, right? After these students go through the course, you can ask them, you can poll them for whether this pricing makes sense, for what a good sale would be. This A team is going to be so valuable. They're going to become the core of your friends and community and maybe even employees down the line, right? We've seen this happen with a bunch of creators. So, beta courses, beta programs are absolutely vital. And I do want to call out that people like Pat Flynn have developed systems where the beta program is actually more expensive because it's hands on, it's cohort based, it may even be in person, and they're capturing all the content while they go that then they can cut into a course. So if you haven't built an online course yet, consider building it with a beta program. So, not even filming any of it alone, working in Zoom or in person with people to work them through the transformation, and then turning that into a course. That way, you don't waste any time. You validate it. You get the testimonials. You get all of these things while also getting paid more because you're working one on one with these people, right? So that's a great model. And then how though, right? Well, you need to be clear on what you're expecting from students and what they should expect from you. You need to reach out. So if you don't know who those students are, start with your existing client students. make it easy for them to share. So if they're not interested, that they can share with people they know who might. You need to create a community, whether it'll be active for the actual course itself or not. You need a community for your beta program where you can talk to those students, where they can talk to each other. I've started including things in my course that have come from the conversations in students in the beta program. So it's really valuable. And it's really important with your beta program to set a schedule, right? You don't just want to have an open beta program. I learned that the hard way because I started my beta program without a clear schedule. And then my life changed. I moved, my co instructor changed, he moved. So we're in this like hold phase as we get our stuff together so we can continue the beta program. But that lack of clarity is not good for your students. And you want to have a clear system. So if it's a month, 2 months, you want to be able to clearly communicate how much time this person has to invest and stay on schedule, because that builds that trust that makes that group your A team, right? And once again, by the end of it, you'll have tested your curriculum, built that team, you'll be launch ready, and you'll pre sale smarter. So, beta programs are just mandatory, in my opinion. Once again, you need more help. The link is in the description. We did an event specifically about this that goes a lot more into detail about all of these different elements. The other thing you can do if you think your curriculum just isn't landing right or isn't broken up right, or just to test too, is to section your big course into mini courses. So maybe, in fact, you made a course that's too big. More and more people want quick, easy solutions to the immediate problems they face. So a whole huge course with all of these things that costs a lot of money might not be the right way to solve those problems. So why a mini course, right? They're easier to make. They are simply just, it's easier to say, okay, here's the immediate singular problem, right, that you have, and I'm going to solve it in a day rather than 2 months or something like that. They're bundleable, so you can take your many mini courses and bundle it into what would be that big course in the end, right? They're worth your time since they're easier to make. Even if you use them as free lead magnets, which I'm a big fan of, the time input is worth the return. I have built multiple mini courses and continue to build multiple mini courses for clients in under a week. Once you're clear about the problem you're solving and how you're going to solve it, you really can build a mini course in a week all the way through launch. And they're valuable, right? They're quicker. The quicker you can solve a customer's problem, the more loyal they will be. Although you've built this massive course with all of these benefits, that means it's a lot longer to get to a win. If you can tell someone, I'm going to teach you how to solve this one small problem in 2 hours, and then you do, that's a lot more trust than saying, I'm going to teach you how to solve this massive problem and it's going to take you 8 months. And maybe by the time you get to the end of it, you're burnt out, right? So mini courses are simply more valuable sometimes than a giant course. So, just to put this into context, say you built a course teaching people how to handle all of the basics they might have with fixing their car so they can save money going to the mechanic, right? Here's all the things you can do at home. And within that, you've broken it into these sections: how to change a tire, how to change your oil, talking to mechanics so you can make sure the work getting done is right and you're not getting screwed over, understanding electrical so you can do basic electrical problems and stuff like that, because that's expensive if you have someone else needing to do it, and flushing a radiator because that's a major pain point for people, right? This is all in your big course, the Home Mechanics Toolkit. Well, these are all individual problems, and these can be broken down into individual mini courses. So if each one of this is made into a mini course that leads to the next one logically, you now have 5 products, and they all bundle together to make up the mechanics toolkit. And yes, you can do this with Teachable. You can sell individual courses and you can also sell bundles of products. So you can mix and match these into different bundles and play them as different products. So without making additional products, you can have additional products, right? You can all of the sudden have this wide offering of products. So you could have how to change a tire and how to change your oil be like the basic mechanics toolkit, right? You can mix and match them or bundle them all together to be the home mechanics toolkit. And you can sell each of them individually or together as a whole or bundled into separate pieces. So if you already have an existing course, this is a really good way to test your curriculum out in the wild. And another pro tip, once you've done this, you've also done something else, which is make a powerful lead magnet. So if you're willing to take one of these courses, whatever seems the most valuable and approachable to get people on your platform, and make it free, you now have a free mini course lead magnet. And the best part is this doesn't just sit on its own. Within the course itself, you can upsell your other courses. So within every lecture or at the end of the course as well, you can say, hey, the next step is to buy this bundle or to buy this next course. You can create that clear, logical path for that person who now you've gained their trust to buy the next thing from you. And yes, you can do this in Teachable as well. So in any lecture, you can upsell another product and say, this is the next step. If you enjoyed this or if you want to learn more, buy this, right? You like me, you're here, you're enjoying the course, you got this far. Well, this is your next step to success. So this system just works so much better. So it may be you're offering too much in a course and it's overwhelming for people. And if you need to know any more information about the ins and outs of building a mini course, we've got an event for you. It's called How to Build an Online Course in 1 Week. I outline from scratch how to build a mini course in 1 week that effectively talks to your audience and can work either as a free lead magnet or as its own standalone product. And I highly recommend that if you're thinking about cutting a big course into mini courses, or if you're starting from scratch and wondering if you should make mini courses or full fledged flagship courses, this is a great event and it goes much more into detail about each individual aspect. Okay, all of that said, whew, we covered a lot today. Thank you, everyone, for sticking around. I'll hang out for a second because I know there's a delay with comments. So if you have any further questions, whether you're watching live or if you're watching the replay, pop those questions or comments in. We do come back, we read them all, and I love hearing where you're all at. Let me know if this was helpful. Comment on the video, join our newsletter. There's a link in the description below as well. Reply to any of these emails. We also have a survey in the description as well. So please let us know what it is you need. That survey just asks what you want to see from future events. So if you felt like any of these were not enough information or you want to know more about all of these aspects, let us know because we will build these events on our own, but we also want to know what you know or want to know so we can build them based to serve you. So all of that's there for you. And at the base, if you do not have a Teachable account, you can sign up completely for free. And it is not a 30-day trial or anything like that. It is an actually free account where you can build your first course, get it out into the wild, start selling it completely for free, and then upgrade when it makes sense. The link to sign up for Teachable is in the description. And the last thing I'll say is there's also a whole bunch of additional resources down there in the description. There's a PDF called How to Sell an Online Course. If you're here today, a lot of what I talked about is covered in much further depth with examples from successful creators on how they use these tactics. It's all wrapped into that PDF and it links to other events. There's additional resources there. Just grab it. It's a powerful tool for you to audit your existing systems or build new systems. And also, if you had a good time today, please like and subscribe to the Spotlight by Teachable YouTube channel. We are continuing to build events like this, and we will notify you every time that a new event is there if you turn those notifications on so you don't miss anything. Hop in the comments. Let me know if this was helpful. Let me know if you had a good time today. If there's anything else you want to learn, I love hearing from you, and it's always a blast hanging out for you. Thank you so much for being here today. and have a wonderful day. I hope this helps. Go out, reevaluate, redevelop, try a new strategy, shake off any past failures because it doesn't matter. You can always try again next time. And I wish you the best success selling your course. Have a wonderful day, and we'll see you all soon. Talk to you later, folks. Bye.